Hey everyone, I'm McDowell here with another YouTube video. Forgive me for not posting for a couple of weeks. I've been very busy and trying to get the whole club together, the Knights of Michigan together. I've been so busy. For those of you who want to train with me, I got a surprise for you, but you gotta come to Pontiac if you really want it. I'm trying to get the new social uniforms together, and the thing is, I haven't find no simple suppliers to try to give me the what I want for it. But I'm working on the patches, so therefore I've been very busy trying to find a good embroiderer. So I can probably get up to about maybe 5. That included myself and 4 other members. So the thing is, whoever actually wants to come and train, that's probably a big surprise. You get to see it firsthand, up front, not on social media, up front. So the thing is, if you really want to see it, you have to come down probably either sometime at the end of the month or next month. I'm going to be trying to get it sometime next week. I've been trying to go from one employer to another to try to get the right certain prices. So that's what I've been doing. I've been busy for a couple of weeks. Got my Jeep CNZ in the bar for the undercoating for the winter because of all the salt that's been going on. So I've been busy for a couple of weeks. So please forgive me. I thank you all to my 7 subscribers. Thank you for your loyalty. Please share, like, subscribe. Once I get done with this video, thank you so much for keeping the channel alive. So let's get into it. So today I want to go with another style analysis. Now the great thing about style analysis, you get to learn a little bit about what styles go where and see if they actually are good for you, or if you want to try to bring it to the club. Just be sure you know exactly what you're using and what different techniques you're using so that we can try to polish them up. Now, of course, every single style has got a weakness. You've got to learn exactly how to find it. So today's style analysis is Kung Fu. So which Kung Fu, you say? Because there are actually, believe it or not, there actually are about thousands different styles of Kung Fu throughout all of China. You got your Shaolin Kung Fu with all the different animals, and you got even separate ones that are even from the Shaolin Temple, like Eagle Fang, the Wolf style, the Bear style, all kinds of different animal styles. Including Drunken Kung Fu was from a different province. Tai Chi, which is from a different province. Wing Chun from a different province. And that is the one style we're going to try to cover is Wing Chun today. Now, I had mentioned Wing Chun in a couple of videos beforehand, but I didn't really go too much in depth with it because I was just trying to use an example. Now, of course, everyone knows about Ip Man, Bruce Lee's teacher, and then Bruce Lee's defected from traditional Wing Chun to create Jeet Kune Do, but hardly anyone knows where it came from. So I got a little bit of history to tell you, so I'm going to try to stay as accurate as possible. Let's get into it. So, Wing Chun is mostly known as an eternal springtime in Cantonese. It originally was founded in the 17th century by a woman. Believe it or not, the style was actually founded by a woman, a Buddhist nun by Yim Wing Chung. So the style is named after a woman. Now, before you women go up and say, yeah, get down to take down the patriarchy, women empowerment. Hear me out first before you get on your soapbox, okay? So I just want to say that it doesn't matter what style you actually started from, just as long as it actually has some kind of effectiveness into it. Now, Wing Chun is effective because one thing it has many different forms. Like about 6 forms. One is the three empty-handed. One is with the one dummy. And 2 weapons forms. So they're different forms of Wing Chun. So, getting to the history, it was according to legend, the Buddhist nun Yim Wing Chung, she was a Buddhist nun, and that she was offered the opportunity by a local warlord to marry him. Great way to get a woman to marry you by forcing him because you're a big giant warlord. That's just the same as being a drug lord in the middle of LA and trying to say, hey, woman, come and marry me. Yeah, I'll free your whole family. Ladies, you always got a choice of who you want to marry. In America, you always got a choice of who you want to marry. So be sure you choose wisely You don't choose no toxic man that goes into starting wars or get into drug business or anything like that. Toxic men, those are the kind of toxic men. The good men are the ones who will fight for the innocent and fight for the weak. They try to fight for everyone, even for themselves. They stand up for themselves. They fight for anyone who are weaker. So anyone who deals with drugs, crime, or war, anything like that, don't date them, don't marry them. So this warlord asked her basically her hand in marriage. Now, if she fought him and won, she would not have to choose him. And surprisingly enough, she did win. She didn't have to marry him. She married her sweetheart. What better? Whoever said anything about that violence doesn't bring a couple together, huh? Not condoning violence to actually encourage marriage, but for us in the martial art world, that's probably as close you can probably come to a date. If a woman comes up to a man and say, hey, let's spar a little bit, be sure they have the proclivities and the rules of what sparring is and what grappling is. And ladies, if you ever do get beat, don't be such a slow sport. Take the loss respectfully. Respect your manly counterparts, and just go on with your life. Men, be sure you try to be professional, respectful. If you have to, beat them, but be respectful. Always be respectful. So therefore, if sparring in the martial art world, it gets you a date with a woman who knows how to use martial arts, be sure that both of you know exactly how to be safe with each other. The best way for a couple to actually get together is the one who fight together, not against each other. But sometimes, like I said, that's the only close you can get to a date besides social media. With social media, you're always stalking someone. Not suggesting stalking someone either, but the thing is, you want to get together, get stuff like that. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but in the martial art world, that's how we get a date. We spar with each other. Whoever actually wins gets to ask the other one to go out for a date. Now, the other one actually agrees to it. Remember, consent and condone, and also commit. They have to commit to it. Those are the rules. If you actually spar with someone, you say, baby, if I win, we go on a date. I'll treat you real nice, be respectful, and you better should, man. You say those words to be respectful. You treat her like a woman, like she's a human being, not an object. And ladies, if you agree, commit to it too. We men, we're human beings too. We love what we actually do like when women fight. Therefore, we know that she can't stand up for herself. We know that she can actually take down any kind of predator that comes her way. But the problem is that when they get that power, though, they think that every single man is a predator. Ladies, be vigilant, but be respectful. All right? So, that's just a suggestion on how to get a date. Not condoning too much, but be respectful. Okay, back to the Wing Chun. All right. So this woman, she beat him, got to marry her sweetheart, and went on to teach a whole lot of people in her honor, and that's how the Wing Chun got his style from a woman of all people. But hey, wherever it counts, right? So the one thing the underline is doing, it encouraged practitioners to actually exploit a guard, to try to get around the guard with deflecting movements and disorientating your opponents away from the center line, which is like center mass, center line, same way. All right. So they were deflected. They were just to deflect attacks, tap on the strike, and the punch would be quite unique. Center chest, machine gun, more usually like a battering ram for a trial. Because I remember I have actually said about Wing Chun, about the dummy, which is called a Mok Jung dummy. We all call them Wing Chun dummy because that's the way you pronounce them. But yeah, that's how they usually actually work with. And what it's also doing is that most actually styles come from the hip. This comes from the center chest. Boom, boom, boom. And that is what the weakness is that when it's center mass and center chest, there is no lateral movement. There's only stiff movement like this, straightforward. No lateral movement, no circling movement, no hip movement. And that's what the problem is. That's what Bruce Lee found out. You're not kicking from the hip. You're all just basically a center line, and that's it. You're not moving around. Because what your opponent's going to do, they're going to be moving around all over the place. That's why it's always good to try to learn cross-train with different styles to see what actually does work. What is the strengths? What are the weaknesses? I have said many times before from Taekwondo, their main weakness is they don't use their hands very much. Joe Rogan said is when he practiced Taekwondo, he tried working with his feet too much. But as soon as he started using boxing, his hands are very weak because he never trained them. So Wing Chun, lateral movement, doesn't really move very fast. So therefore, you're screwed. If you get an MMA fighter that's using all movements all the way around, you're screwed. And you're just a Wing Chun fighter, boom. Wing Chun, MMA fighter, boom. You're done. But there have been some Wing Chun fighters that actually have evolved. And that's the whole idea about cross-training. So, some more to say about this that is also designed for both softness and relaxation, similar to Tai Chi. Now, the one thing that most people are used to is brute force, where it basically with Wing Chun is smooth and relaxation. You're basically concentrating all your center into one point. The only problem is that if you miss, though, you're basically wasting energy like that. So the thing is, when it comes to working the one dummy, there's over 108 movements. So therefore, it's not just one, was 16 different movements, it's 108. And all that is all about quick fire and blocking, especially with the elbow blocks. But the thing is, are you going to be able to block every single attack in a real fight? No. So therefore, the thing is, why blocking actually is good to try to minimize the damage, whether it's Wing Chun, karate, or Muay Thai, or whatever, or boxing, whatever. It's all about trying to control the power of the kick or the power of the punch. So one of the recorded masters, his name was Master Ip Chung. He was the head of in 1967, he was the head of the Wing Chun school, Wing Chun art. He started beginning doing Wing Chun in Hong Kong. Then between 1985 to 2001, when he retired, was doing a lot of different seminars and teaching a lot of different people. But like I said, eventually someone is going to take over and try to teach their version of Wing Chun. Remember, Bruce Lee took what he knew from Ip Man and perfected it into his own hybrid style, Jeet Kune Do, which is basically intercepting your opponent. Where Wing Chun is for exploiting your opponent, while Jeet Kune Do is intercepting them. So it's very, very similar. So that's just a little bit of Wing Chun I just want to point out right there. If you find this really quite fascinating, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want. And the thing is that as soon as I get more time, I'll try to do more videos where I'm doing more of the techniques and trying to demonstrate them. Until then, this is Al McDowell, sign off.